shady McNasty, but I'm trying it anyways. I know what to do. I know what to do if I fall in. The way I found that drifting starts is usually by boredom first. So it's something pretty straightforward. It's boredom, and then it's not knowing what one wants next, right? So the dangers in that, and the biggest danger is really how long you stay in drift. That's the biggest danger of it, because I see it a lot like water. For example, I am on this lake right here, and we saw that some of the patches here have broken through, right? So I see it a lot like if I was to fall through in this water, the first few seconds, maybe a minute or so, are actually really good for me, right? Maybe not the situation, but it's good for me because cold has its own benefits, right? But the longer I stay in this cold water, the more dangerous that it becomes. And eventually I go, I won't be able to use my limbs or anything like that, and so on. And drifting is a lot the same. The longer you stay within drifting, the more that over time you become desensitized, you become more stagnant. Like in the water, you're not moving anymore because you can't have the numbness of the water just doesn't allow you to have full function of your limbs. Well, this is more, with drifting, it's more of a thinking problem, like we've mentioned before in my other videos. So it's more like, it becomes more of a stagnation of the thinking. And then there's the follow-up of eventually stagnation of action. So these are some of the dangers that can come through staying in drift too long. Now, I am going to be making a video about the positive things of drifting because there are some really good positive stuff about it. But again, it's about how long you stay into drift. The little thing that we can do is have a little bit of fun with it. And so if you are also into a drift, one of the first things when we don't know what we want is to make sure that we don't go into that stagnation. So what we want to do is, even if we don't know what we want, pick something and make it so that it's something that you can accomplish. For example, you could decide what you decide to pick is that you will be making your bed every morning if you don't already do that, right? Something that is doable. Maybe it's going to be like, okay, I'm reading one book a week, right? And you think that you can do that, then you do it. And it's just sort of creating commitment. Because if you are like me and you have commitment issues, well, then you are also prone to being very much of a drifter, because drifting is also a commitment problem, right? So it's constantly changing things. So changing ideas, changing projects, direction. You're constantly into experimentation mode, right? Choose something for 30 days, right? It could be also like, for example, for me, it's going to be, I'm going to make one video a week. And whether it's ready or not, I post every Sunday for the next, well, I guess for the next 4 weeks. And so it could be a weekly thing. It could be a daily thing. It doesn't matter. As long as every day you're working towards something. For me, it's a weekly thing because it takes me a while to make a video. And but I'll work on it every day, and then Sunday make sure I post. So for you, it could be something else. Maybe you're already further ahead than you think you can handle more. Start on a new language. I mean, 30 days is not a long time, but these are just examples, right? This little exercise is really just to get momentum going, to start pushing for making decisions, setting boundaries, practicing getting back into that mode. Because whatever it is that you do decide, when it appears to you, you will need these things to stick to it. And possibly you already know what you want to do. It's just that the fact that these restraints, let's call them restraints, and guides are not in place yet. So you're jumping back and forth. So these are the dangers of aimlessness, drifting, is to spend too much time into it. And the more time you spend into it, the more it erodes away at your identity, erodes away at your confidence, your imagination, your will. Another thing that drifting can do is that you start to separate yourself from everybody. Probably because at this point you don't have much to talk about because you've been drifting. So you're just You just sort of kind of don't want to really deal with it. Big thing about drifting is avoidance. You know, there's a lot of avoidance going on there. And again, that's that commitment thing. Avoidance, commitment, rails, you know, something to follow, something set in place. Having these defined rails and having these sort of guidance posts or even less option. Another reason why they call it a modern day problem is because now we have endless amount of options and we don't necessarily need to commit to anything, right? So anyhow, this is it for this video, short and sweet. There's a lot more we can go into depth, and as I discover more about drifting and aimlessness, I will share, and if I see there is interest in this, I will continue to do more and share more as I work my way towards finding solutions that can help with aimlessness so we don't have to spend so much time into it. But stay tuned for my next video so we can talk a little bit about the positive things and over time make a plan for a drifter's plan, I guess. So we could call it. Okay, have a great night, have a great day, enjoy yourself.